This week, our community tour highlights the town that Ford built. We'll start off with a history lesson on Kingsford. In 1923, the village of Kingsford was formed, named after Edward G. Kingsford, the first plant manager of Ford in the area and guiding a community to form and become its own.
Streets and gutters and water and sewer, and they had the Ford Park, the Ford Hospital, the Ford Commissary right down the street, the store, and then they had an airport here too.
Roger Scott has a wealth of knowledge on the town built by Ford.
About 1920, Henry Ford was looking for a place to start a new sawmill and parts plant, and he had a relative named Edward G. Kingsford that already was operating in Upper Peninsula, so they settled on putting the plant in, and at that time was just Iron Mountain. So by about 1922, they're up in production and found out, with all the, I think there was 460,000 acres of hardwoods that they were going to make parts out of it. So that went well. Then they needed more and more power. They eventually built the Ford Dam just to provide hydroelectric power to run the plant. And they branched out in using raw materials from the sawmill to make various products, organic products, and one principal thing was charcoal, which would just be superheated wood, and they used the technique of grinding the wood up and then compressing it into little pillows, and used that as the fuel, and they were making Ford charcoal briquettes.
That was in the 1920s. Then the Great Depression came in the 30s, and then the war came, which meant a glider contract for the area.
Which was pretty astounding, the number of gliders they kicked out of the Ford plant for use over in Normandy. In 1951, in December, there was very little use to no use for wood in automobiles. Even the station wagons had simulated wood on them. So at that point, Kingsford closed the plant. And then a company called formed, Kingsford Charcoal, or Kingsford Chemical Company actually, started or continued making the charcoal and some of the various byproducts. And they stayed here until 1960, 61, and then they moved the plant down to Kentucky.
Now, those businesses are moved out, and 100 years later, they are being used for other business enterprises. As we come on 100 years of this town being established, Roger loves sharing history on it so others know the history behind Kingsford. Well,
the part that I get a kick out of is when you ask somebody who was drilling out, and I said, you know why that's called Kingsford? I have no idea. So you give a little quick. I volunteer at the museum in town, and so I get to talk to these people from all over the country and say, well, if you want to know how Kingsford Charcoal got its name, it's from right here, starting with Ford plant.
Tomorrow on Local 3 News, preparations are underway to celebrate Kingsford's centennial next summer.